Hi, I am Dhanraj sir. I teach physics maths for IGCSE and IB student. I have students across the countries such as Australia, Singapore, New Zealand, and even in India. Okay, so today we are going to look at very interesting question. It's related to coordinate geometry. Here, the diagram shows A, B, C, D. You can see here A, B, C, D rectangle. So point A 0, -2 and C 12, 14. The diagonal BD is parallel to x-axis. Explain why y coordinate is of a D actually 6, means we have to explain just a y coordinate of a D is 6. Then we have to find out, or just firstly consider x coordinate of a D is h and express the gradient of AD and CD in terms of h, calculate the x coordinate of B and D, calculate the area of rectangle AB, CD. So we will pretty simple basic question, completely depend upon the just formulas and application of formulas. Okay, so I hope you know the properties of a rectangle. So properties of rectangle, or opposite sides are equal, all angles are 90 degree, and diagonals actually meet A, B, C, D, and O is actually midpoint of AC as well as BD. Now here, if you want to find out the midpoint of BD, then you can take just even connect the AC. So you will get exactly midpoint, let's say O, and find out the midpoint. Now midpoint is actually, you have to use the midpoint formula to find out the coordinate of a O. So what are they? Just we will solve on the next page. So here, so A coordinate is actually 0, -2, and C coordinate is 12, 14, right? So if you use the midpoint formula, then x coordinate will be equal to 0 plus 12 divided by 2, and y coordinate will be equal to -2 plus 14 divided by 2. It is equal to 6. So you are getting x and y is equal to 6, right? So here just write down 6. So you are getting y coordinate here 6, and we have to consider x coordinate as a h, right? This is simple, isn't it? Second question. This is explanation of first question. So this is first part. Second part is actually, look at here what says. So express the gradient of AD and CD in terms of h. Now generally h coordinates in terms of, we have here, we have x coordinate and y coordinate, such as let's say A 0, 2 and C 12, 14, right? D and B, isn't it? Now second question, express the gradient of AD and CD in terms of h. So AD and CD in terms of, so m of AD is equal to I've got D point, which is equal to h, 6, right? 6. So just y coordinate 6 minus 14, it is equal to 6 minus 14 divided by h minus 12. AD, not a AD, here AD means here 0, -2 and h, 6, right? So it will be equal to h minus h minus 0 divided by 6 minus of minus 2, means it's a h by 8. Then m of CD, it is equal to h minus 12 divided by 6 minus 14, which is equal to h minus 12 divided by minus 8. We know that, let's say this is m1 and this is m2. Now we know that these are the AD and is perpendicular to CD. So m1 times m2 is equal to -1. So m1 is h by 8 times h minus 12 divided by -8 is equal to -1. Now solve this equation. you will get 8 times 8 is 64. So h square minus 12h is equal to plus 64. So I will solve here. So h square minus 12 minus 12h minus 64 is equal to 0. And if you solve this one, h is equal to, this is quadratic equation, right? And if you solve this quadratic equation, you will get h value of h is equal to 16, comma, h is equal to negative 4. Now, this is third part. This is third part, and x coordinates generally we are getting either negative 4 or 16. So see, this is h here. D is in first quadrant, so we are getting h 16, and for a b we will consider negative 4 comma 6 as a coordinate. So we got b coordinate is equal to negative 4 comma 6, and d coordinate is equal to 16 comma, right? Now we have to find out the area. Okay, so area of rectangle is equal to length into length times breadth. Okay, this is 4 part. Area is equal to length L times B. So L times B means we have to take any side, let's say AD times DC. AD times DC. So find the length of AD and find the length of DC. Now we will find out quickly. So here, third point. So length of lengths particularly, right? So AD, A is actually 0 comma negative 2, and D is equal to 16 comma 6, right? So x coordinate 16 minus 0 bracket square plus 6 minus of minus plus 2 bracket square. So you are getting here 16 square means generally solve this using your calci, right? So 16 square plus 8 square 64, right? So it's a 320 AD is equal to, now DC C we know that is equal to 12 comma 14. Now under root of what here, 12 minus D is 16 bracket square plus 14 minus 6 bracket square. So which is equal to just the under root of completely 4 square 16 plus 8 square is 64, isn't it? So which is equal to 80. Now area is equal to AD times DC is equal to square root of 320 times 80 is equal to, if you solve using calci, you will get 1/6 per unit area. So this is fourth part. So this is how we have to solve, and your marks are distributed for your steps. Let's say this is area and all the steps. If you have written correctly, your answers are correct, accurate, then you will get the marks, out of out marks. So this is how marks are distributed. So firstly we found out here y coordinate of x, then nextly we considered x coordinate of D and B as a h, no, just a D, actually it's a h. They express the gradient of we express the gradient of AD and CD, right? And then we considered, as we know that if two lines are perpendicular, m1 times m2 is equal to -1, and then yes, we got the values and we put out in the rectangle, and then we found out the area. So that's it. If you like this video, just share with your friend, and I have left the contact number in the description box. You can contact me directly for classes, tutor inquiry, and all the stuff. That's it. Bye bye. Take care.